some more Milwaukee Memories. This is Jackson Park. I used to spend a lot of summers here at Jackson Park swimming in that right there. That swimming pool area. It was a long time ago. And also, I did some ice skating here on the lagoon. I don't even know if they have this ice skating anymore. It doesn't look like it. They used to have ice skating over there at that lagoon. Memories. Coming up on the corner here was a place that used to be called Imperial Lanes, right there on the corner. Spent a lot of time bowling there. Now it's, I don't even know what it is. You spent a lot of time at that library too, Zablocki Library. And here we have Pulaski High School. That's where I went to high school. Pulaski. Wow. Still looks the same. All the times I got off a bus here and walked up here to my house before I drove. I lived on 22nd Street off between Morgan and Oklahoma. I just turned off of Oklahoma heading south, and these roads are awful. And man, does it look different here. But then again, I haven't lived here in 35 years, probably. Now it's called South Lawn Apartments. But back in the day, this was run by the housing, it probably still is, I don't know. It was run by the Housing Authority of Milwaukee. And right here on the right, I'm sorry, right here on the left where all those things are, that's 3362. That bedroom window up there on the top, that's where my bedroom was. 3362 South 22nd Street. That's where I spent a majority of my time growing up. Boy, I want to say we moved here when I was maybe like 12 until I moved out when I was in my early 20s. So maybe spent about 10 years here. McDonald's, that's been here forever. There used to be a bar on the corner. I don't remember the name of the bar, but it was a stone building. And now that got torn down a while ago. Burka's, maybe? Burka's bar? Zeb's on the other corner. That used to be a Big Boy. But this used to be Omega. That's been Omega for a long time. But before that, it was Captain's Steak Joint. So I'm on South 27th Street heading north from Morgan. And where I'm turning in, this used to be, it's called Southgate Marketplace now. But from the 1950s until, the 1990s, this was Southgate Mall. This area here. And man, oh man, the times I spent here, the fun I had here. Yeah, it was such a great mall. And now it's a Walmart. Well, it's been a Walmart. It's been this for probably 20 years. This building, I don't know if they tore it down or just remodeled it, but it kind of looks the same as it used to. So where this Burlington Coat Factory is right here, this used to be, first it was called Peaches Records and Tapes. Then it was 1812 Overture, or maybe the other way around, 1812 Overture Records and Tapes, and then Peaches. I think it was Peaches first, then 1812, then it was Mainstream Records for a long time, and then Mainstream went across the street, and we'll go there too, because there was another mall across the street that no longer exists. And this here was a grocery store. It was Tate's ShopRite for a long time. It was another grocery store, and now it's Famous Footwear. And again, I don't know if they just tore the building down and redid it, but it kind of has the same look And I don't think that's open anymore. I don't think that Famous Footwear is open. So back here in this area was like the Southgate Theater, the old Southgate Theater. And that was torn down as well. They built a Marcus multiplex theater, but I think that's closed too. I don't know. I'll have to look down here. I remember seeing Twister there with my older brother. This building over here was the old Marcus Theater, and that's closed. That opened up in like the 90s. Over here. I don't know when it closed, but it's closed. Wow. Too bad. I wonder why they closed it down. But where that Walmart is, that's where most of Southgate Mall used to be. All the fun we had. I used to help out this one lady at this t-shirt shop. I think it was called Rick's T-Shirts Plus. They had Walgreens in there, a Woolworth. Right next to Woolworth was a place I think called JR's. It was like a little restaurant attached to it. Wow, there used to be a bar on the corner right there. That's gone. Interesting. But we used to come here to Southgate Mall and walk around, hang out. We used to cut through there to go to school. We walked through the building, so we had to walk to, it was called Audubon Junior High. We used to come here during the winter, and cars would go by, we'd grab onto them and go bumper skiing. It was called bumper skiing. Oh, good times. Good friggin' times, I tell you. And there's Zeb's. That's been there for the longest time. That used to be a big boy. Now over here, it's so interesting because we had another mall in this area. So this building here, this Office Depot now, used to be a Kohl's food store. Kohl's were very, very, the shape. That shape, that was very telling it was a Kohl's food store at one point. Because all the Kohl's food stores used to have that kind of look. So that was Kohl's food store. And then Point Loomis Mall was right next to it. There used to be a Planet Video that was right next to this. That's gone. They tore all that down. But in this area here, this is all where Point Loomis Mall used to be. Like where I'm driving now, you couldn't drive because the mall was actually right here. Mainstream Records moved over here for the longest time. There was a, I want to say, I think it was a nightclub called Studebaker's. Again, if anybody's watching this and remembers, comment below. But it was it was nowhere near as busy as Southgate Mall ever was. I mean, it might have been back in the day, but when I used to come here, it was not very busy. They did have like a Radio Shack in there. They had an arcade called Flippers where we spent a lot of time, you know, playing video games. That was fun. But other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot. I do recall when I was younger, there being a like a miniature golf place underneath, I think where Kohl's was, the food store. Again, if anybody remembers that stuff, comment below. I'm just going by memory from, man, 40 years ago, 45 years ago. But all these buildings here weren't here. Five Below, Discovery Clothing, Hibbett Michaels, DD. That stuff was more of a parking lot. Like where Ross Dress for Less is here on the end, that was where the old Point Loomis Theater, they had a theater there too. Southgate had a theater, and Point Loomis had a theater. I think I went and saw more movies at Point Loomis than I did at Southgate. Southgate was one auditorium, so they only showed one movie at a time. Point Loomis, I think, started out as like 3 movie screens, or maybe it was just one theater and then it split into 3. But I saw a lot of movies at Point Loomis Cinema, or Point Loomis Theater. Yeah, but this is where the theater was, right here. And then right over there is Jeremiah Curtin's school, where I went to grade school for 4 years. Suppose we could drive by it. Still looks the same. We used to come out over here on the very end and play football. There was a little grassy area. Yep. Still looks the same. Jeremiah Curtin Elementary School. Now they just call it Curtin. Leadership Academy. Oh, geez Louise. Now it's called Curtin Leadership Academy. Jeremiah Curtin Leadership Academy. Yep. Spent many a time, many a day in those rooms. Still on 27th Street by Point Loomis Mall and Southgate Mall. And right over here, where that Panda Express is, I'm going to be passing in a moment. That used to be Foster Pontiac. John and Betty Foster. I don't remember what their tagline was, but they had a pretty popular tagline in the Milwaukee area. I don't remember what it was, though. But right there was Foster's Pontiac, and then there was also Wendy's here. And that's where I got my first real job. Working at Wendy's. It's no longer there. Oh my gosh, this place is still around. I cannot believe it. This place right here, the Wildenberg. I can't believe that's still here. Wow. Still here. Still here. This place here, the Wildenberg, this used to be a bar and I believe a hotel. I thought it was going to be torn down already. I am shocked that it's still here. This is the old Wildenberg bar and hotel. I'm pretty sure there was a hotel. There was definitely a bar on the bottom, but there was a hotel. Look at that place. Does that scream haunted? I bet you that's haunted right there. And you can still see part of the lettering, Wildenberg. Wow. There's Kohl's. That used to be a Zayre's. Actually, that was a Treasure Island way back in the day. And then it was a Zayre's and a Kohl's, I think. Zayre's, Z-A-Y-R-E-S. They were like one of the first people to do like 24-hour that I remember. It was like a 24-hour department store. And then a Pick and Save. Is that still there? Pick and Save, or is that gone? Oh no, Pick and Save's gone. I used to work at the Pick and Save there. Kohl's is still here, but Pick and Save is gone. I worked at this Pick and Save for a while, 27th and Loomis. Wow. So much has changed. My goodness. I wonder when they left. Can you still see the Pick and... Yeah, you can still see the Pick and Save signage there. Pick and Save. We are closed. It says on the door, we are closed. That was a Toys R Us. Now it's called Monterey Market. That used to be a Toys R Us. Up here used to be Olympia Bowl, I think. Now that's called JB's on 41. I'm pretty sure that was called Olympia Lanes. Let me know if I'm wrong. That used to be Brager Chevrolet. Now it's called Lake Chevrolet. Back here, I don't know if I can get back there at all. There used to be a place called Willows. And it was a mini golf range, kind of a cool place. And I think it used to be right here that you would turn in to go back there. So, but right back in here, this used to be where the road would take you to Willows. Right here. And Willows used to be right here. They had a big golf ball on a tee, and you would try to hit the golf ball on the tee from the driving range area. I don't know how long it's been since that's been gone, but yeah, it's been a while. That used to be Willows Golf. Mini golf and golf range. I'm pretty sure they had mini golf. I know they had a golfing range. I think I bought a car from here once. This car dealership. I think I bought my 88 Buick Skylark. I think it was a 1988 Buick Skylark I bought from here. I don't remember the name of the place, though, back in the day. But this is still Lake, so it must have been Brager. Maybe Brager owned that building too. I don't know. Lots of memories here on South 27th Street, let me tell you. I can't believe that place is still around. Roll Mines. I'm going to have to turn in there. So down here, this is now called Roll Mines. I shouldn't say now called. This has been Roll Mines Sports Bar and Pool Hall for probably 30 years, probably longer than that. But before that, this was called Wisconsin Skate University. All the times I used to come here, my sister would come here, me and my friends would come here and roller skate. And they'd have all-night skates. And I remember going to an all-night skate. My sister went to it, and she ended up breaking her arm at the all-night skate. But this is still here, Roll Mines. Wow. I remember playing pool here back in my drinking days. And I haven't had a drink for 30 years. So yeah, it's been a long time that's been there. Wow, Roll Mines. Yeah, all the times I used to come in and out of this place. Crazy. There used to be a restaurant called The Rafters down here somewhere. That burned down a long time ago. I remember that place, The Rafters. And right over here, this is like the last area I want to talk about today. So where this building is here, I think they actually have a marker here somewhere. I'm not sure, but I think they do. I don't know if we can get to it. But this Northwestern Mutual Life building here, this is on the grounds of the former 41 Twin Outdoor Theater. There used to be a drive-in theater here called the 41 Twin. I think they actually got the 4 screens at one point. But this area here, yeah, came and saw many a movie here too at the 41 Twin. And just north of that was a place that I think, again, if anybody remembers that watches this, comment below. It was called, I think, Franklin Park. And they had go-karts and an arcade and I'm just trying to think of what other things they would have had there. Did they have games? Maybe batting cages, stuff like that? But I think it was called Franklin Park, and it was just to the north of the 41 Twins over here on this, where this property used to be, where those houses are, I think. Right around there. Lots of memories down here in Milwaukee. Well, thanks for coming on this Milwaukee Memories trip with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it stirs up some memories for you folks. Again, if you can correct me or back up what I'm saying, comment below. It's kind of melancholy coming down here, knowing all the stuff that used to be down here that we used to do that we don't have anymore. But progress, you know, it's unfortunate. You know, the 41 Twin, that's been gone since probably the 1990s. The Franklin Park has probably been gone since the late 80s, early 90s. You know, all these places that, you know, bring back memories. It's nice to come down here every once in a while and relive those memories. So thanks again for coming along, folks. Please like, very important to the YouTube algorithm. If you enjoy this content, enjoyed this episode, please give it a like. You can also comment, like I said, and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. And until the next episode, folks, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we're going to road trip somewhere. I'm Yogi. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. And be good to yourself. I'm out of here.